Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of the Success Partner Podcast. I'm your host, Daya Naef, and today I have with me Casita Simpson. I absolutely love Casita. She is a productivity goddess for law firms, and I work with law firms, and I know we need some productivity situation going on. So I can't wait for Casita to share some more. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I like this wonderful host here was saying I like to do everything on the back end. Usually, law firms have a lot of things that they're amazing at, helping clients, being front facing, doing what's necessary to make sure that they're delivering on what the client is asking for. But what goes unnoticed a lot of the times is the systems and the operations behind the scenes that allows everything to kind of flow in that way. So there inserts me and my business because we really do specialize in making sure that every thing that needs to be done is done. So what that really means is any leads not slipping through the cracks, any billing that needs to be going out, making sure that there's a way that it can be done through automation to free up that time. So law firms come to us when they're struggling with their systems through whether it's administrative functions that are taking way too long to just complete. It's not really generating any revenue. They're stressed out about what their team is doing. They're annoyed that bills or they're having to remember every single time to send bills out. It's a vicious cycle of the same things over and over again and manually doing the same functions over and over again that really just take up a lot of time and don't result in any real dollars coming into the business by spending time on those things.
Yeah, it's amazing when we chart it all out, like how much lost revenue, and it's like these are hours you worked and you're not getting paid for because you do not have the systems in place.
Yeah.
What's like a pain point? Like when did they finally get to the breaking point and say, "Hey, I've got to call Casita"?
It's so many different things. Recently, I've been noticing that people are still using spreadsheets and a lot of them. So a breaking point for people is like, I am tired of toggling between these different myriad of spreadsheets to figure out what is going on in a case. I'm tired of my team telling me that they're working on something and the spreadsheet is not updating, reflecting that. I'm tired of my team saying that they're working on certain things and then waiting for me for the next step. We have a case management system now and they're not utilizing it and they're waiting for me to tell them everything that they need to do. There's a lot of bottlenecking going on. There's a lot of time that's being spent on that simple thing, which is sending out the retainer agreement. So that way, they can get paid. It's like, let's make automation do that. Onboarding new clients, for example, and educating the client right from the beginning about what the things are that they should be working on, that gets slipped through the cracks and falls to the side. And there's a lot of time that they spend on just training someone to do the very next thing. And they often call me and they're literally about to pull their hair out, like figuratively and probably literally, and saying, listen, I am bogged down. My clients need me, and I'm stuck behind the scenes doing a lot of these administrative functions, sending out the same retainer agreement, operating agreement, whatever, not even operating, but either the retainer agreement, engagement letter, something to begin to start that new relationship, and having to change basic information over and over again and spending time instead of telling a client, yes, you'll have it right now. It's taking days because there's so many of them. The average attorney probably has anywhere from 5 to 10 new clients that they're having consultations with a week. And I'm being generous with that. Now you do the math on how many times they have to send out that retainer agreement for each one of those people. And if it's not them and they offload that to someone else, that's time that's being wasted instead of being focused on something that could be generating money. And they're sick and tired of it. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, I get that. Something that's so simple, and it does. And then the client's like, hey, why didn't I get to pay you my money yesterday? Because I'm
Yeah.
just getting it today, and maybe now I've even lost interest, or
Right.
wondering, oh wait, it's totally back on the back burner now. I'll
Right.
get to this later.
Yes. And I found that when that happens, it creates a bad engagement with the client because it's like, well, does this mean that you'll take forever to work on my file? Does this mean that I'm going to be waiting now for my account to be like worked on? And to take it a step further, let's forget about the onboarding piece. Let's say that now this person is a client and now you're having to remember to bill this person every single time. There's no streamlining, there's no process with saying we bill on the 1st and the 15th every month. When you have a process documented and you're able to say, this is how we do it every single time, you're able to front load that in your consultations to be able to say, listen, I want you to know that on the 1st and the 15th of every month, you will be getting a bill from us. Even if it's $0, you'll be getting something from us. So we talk to them about their process because a lot of the times they don't even have that. They don't even have a way to say, this is the lay of the land. We do this every single time. And if they do have one, great. But guess what? It never gets updated ever. They created it in the beginning and then it's never touched again. And then it's like, I don't understand why people aren't following the process. Well, is the process real? Like, is that what you're doing in your firm today? Or is this something you created 3 months ago or 5 years ago? And then you're expecting them to follow something. You don't even have that tool anymore. That tool is outdated. That tool doesn't even exist.
Yeah, you made a great point. Early on when I was practicing and had my firm, I went to like a law pay free seminar, free CLE, and they said that if you don't bill regularly, it's like a breach of trust and a breach of professionalism. And I'm like,
Yes.
what? Me asking for my money on a regular basis is like if I don't, that's wrong. I was like, oh
Right.
no, I'll just catch them up. Whenever
Right.
we didn't move very far forward this month, I'll just bill them next month. And it's like, no, you send that bill out every month, and I really like that every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
to keep things regular, keep things in pace. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you start digging into this?
I've seen a lot of things going sideways. So full backstory, I've been in the legal industry for 20 years and I've been a paralegal for 10 years. And I started my company 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I started out as a contracted paralegal. I had just left corporate. I was working in a couple of corporate organizations and I saw the way that they always had processes, how they were always updated. I was even a part of the process with creating that structure, creating digital technology to be able to make sure that things were moving forward. Then I worked for a couple of law firms as their contracted paralegal, and I saw just how infrequent things were being done and how whenever I said, okay, so tell me something, how do you typically do this every single time? It would be like crickets. Like you could hear the pin drop because it was like, I don't know, I don't know. Like I just did it this way. And it's like, okay, this has to stop. So you know how if you build it, they will come. I built it. I started to build it and make a reputation for being the startup paralegal that focused on billing out these different systems and making it really stand on its own. I demoed for my clients. I focused on like the questions that they don't even know to ask and just creating that structure. I didn't realize because I had been working in corporate for so long that paralegals don't even do this type of stuff. They're not all of them are even proficient on this kind of thing. So I had a conversation with one of my clients who's still my client till this day. And she said, I do think that you're leaving a market untapped. You need to separate this. Paralegals aren't even really focusing on this. This needs to be where you spend your time because you're already doing it and you're rolling it into what you're doing under paralegal support. Just make it separate. And then I really just focused on that. And I can't say the last time I actually focused on a contracted paralegal project for someone because this has been where the real niche and focus has been. Because when we started out, it was like, let's create these handbooks because the process needs to be there. Let's create step-by-step guides. And then it kind of built from there to where like I am a certified Clio partner. I am a certified Practice Panther partner. I am a partner with Lawmatics and Locus and a lot of these different case management systems because I know them very well. I've helped so many organizations really leverage these case management systems to where now it's like, just come. Let's at least have a conversation. Let's figure out where the pain points are. Let's talk through what you really need because we're not cookie cutter. Every firm, even if it's the same practice area, even if you think their processes are the same, they're not. And I've made it a real point to focus on what that firm specifically needs and working with them. As much as they'll allow me to have my outside of the box thinking come to life and allow my team to come in and just set things up, I go in and I make things better. So it really started full spectrum probably 20 years ago, and it's just been niching over and over time, and just getting really more specific with how we help law firms do things better and streamline and organize and be efficient and just not be stressed out and have their free time back. Having their free time back is huge. I came in and helped a firm one time, and he was so bogged down. He couldn't even leave his office and go to, because he was in the reserve, he couldn't even leave his office and go to the reserve for a week without being stressed out. We made it so that he was able to have that week off and not be stressed out, like, at all, and know that his firm was running like a well-oiled machine for that entire week that he was gone. Consultations were still being booked. People were still receiving their agreements to sign on for services. We set up a small window of time where he was available to do consults, and everything was set up seamlessly. And not to say that technology is like ever going to have issues, but it's a lot better than doing things manually over and over again. And I didn't think I would love this so much because I'm obsessed with technology. And I think that shows whenever I get on a call with someone, because it's like, you could do this and this and this and this. It's like, Oprah, you can have this, you can have that. Let's do this. You get this and you get this and you get it. So it's like, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, any fun facts you want to share?
I think that people don't know that I am a thrill seeker. I think that people
right.
don't know that I love doing the thing that involves being outside, hiking, biking. I'm gonna get into rock climbing, but yeah, I went skydiving. I think that's a really, yeah, and I I loved it. I loved it so much that I would definitely do it again. And I go ziplining. Anytime I'm away in a country, I go ziplining. I find their circuit, I find the longest circuit, and I go ziplining. So I'm a thrill seeker, and I like to be outdoors.
Have you done the one in Costa Rica, the cloud forest?
That's on my list.
Oh, do. That's so much fun.
That's on my list. I did the one in Mexico. I did a couple of other countries that I can't really remember right now, but Costa Rica's on my list. That and their the whitewater rafting. Apparently, like, that's really nice out there too. I can't swim, but that won't stop me.
Well, I mean, could this be an incentive between, like, book the trip for the fall and then take swimming lessons over the summer?
I think it could. I really do, because between you and I and everyone who's watching this right now, I've been snorkeling, I've been rappelling in a cave, I've been kayaking, and I can't swim. And I've did all of them. So I'm a firm believer that just because you want to do something, not having one element shouldn't hold you back.
Yeah. But we like you and we need you. So just a thought.
I know, and I'll be here. I will definitely. I'll be around. I'm here for the long haul. My out of the box, get things done, solution, problem solver driven personality type will be around for a while.
Awesome. So how do people find you?
Well, our website, Simpson-asssoc.com. We're also on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. It's Cass Loves Tech, CAS Loves Tech, and we're on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook as well too.
Awesome. I will put that all in the show notes for our friends who are listening and don't want to grab a pen. Thank you so much, Casita, for coming on. This has been another episode of the Success Partner Podcast. I'm your host, Daya Naef. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Daya.
Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.